So finally, we arrived to May, and this year, 2026, started out with weeks and weeks of rain, with no end, no breaks. It was just kept on raining, and in the last 2 days, it was an absolutely gorgeous weather, maybe 24 degrees. It was absolutely lovely, and summertime in London. Oh my God, this is one of the best place to be. Most of my friends, they immediately go to Thailand, to Spain, to Turkey, but I don't know. I don't want to leave London because when it's summer, it's amazing. Have a look of this puzzle. Oh, this is a puzzle over there that is Japanese wood block painting. But right now, this is the main character, the puzzle. This is the world map, and my family works on it for a week now. As you can see, it's very difficult because our planet, it's a blue planet, and basically covered in ocean. So most of the puzzle pieces you can see there is like blue. So somehow you need to match blue with blue. But there are names of the small islands and the ocean. So basically you don't have to focus on the blue, but you can focus on the actual letters, and this is how you find it. But it takes a lot of time, but it's fun, family time. It's always fun. I've been told that I need to introduce you not just the puzzle, but I need to explain what you actually can see here. Over there, well, I don't know the name in English, but in our language it's called Lucerna, and it's apparently very, very healthy. And basically, I can say that all of us were always thinking about having an own how do you call it, this garden with the spices. So when you cook, actually you don't go to the freezer to get out a package of pre sliced pre chopped up parsley, but you go to the garden and get fresh ones. So basically this is our little garden for start with Lucerna. So this is beginning of May, and usually I'm not nostalgic. I don't really talk and even think about the past. But whenever it comes, 1st of May, I always thinking about back in the past when I was young, when I was a student and I had lots of free time. And when I mean free time, it means like like sometimes you turn up for lectures, sometimes not. But most of the time, I always turned up for lectures. But because the time was very flexible and I was in the capital, Budapest, Hungary, I many times was in movies as an extra, not an actor, but as an extra. And I think one of the last movie I was in before leaving and going to see the world and traveling and living in 5 countries and stuff, that was I think the movie title was 1st of May. So that's why 1st of May, I always think about the time when I spent lots of time in movie sets as an extra. It's very important how you look, not in real life, but on the pictures, on the video. And I was thinking about this because someone came to me on the street, and they were holding up clothes on the street. I didn't know this. It was a couple. I didn't know this couple at all, and they came to me and they showed their clothes, and they said they just bought these clothes, and it has anti-theft tag on it. It's like a plastic piece which you cannot remove at all, just if you damage the actual clothes. And they said these are new clothes, they just bought it, but but the staff, the people at the till, they forgot to remove the tags, and they asked me to help them to remove it. I was like, yeah, for sure, yeah. And when they left, they didn't really argue, they didn't really say anything when I said no. They just left, that's it. Probably they were looking for some other people to help them out, to remove the tag, which probably they paid for, isn't it? So yeah, and I was thinking about this, 1st of May, how we went out to do movies and extras, and there was always a debate how we look like, which scene we would be good for, and on the streets, people are coming to you to have them remove the anti-theft tag. How do I look like nowadays? I definitely need to go on some sort of diet, yeah, or something like that, so people don't think what sort of man I am. So this is actually one of the best stories I have from the time when I was extra, because I went with my friends and we have so much stories to tell, because right now in many countries this is very, very trendy. Obviously, in the past, what was trending, depending on your financial situation, that you could send your kid to have private lessons like piano, violin, or I don't know, or drums, any sort of instrument to get them trained on classical music or an instrument. So that was very trending. And now I heard that there is a new trend, and that is visiting factories, factory floors. And probably it's because we are at the dawn of AI. So basically, they're saying that most of the jobs will be gone, and basically the ones will remain are the ones you need your hands for, like the factory jobs. That's why the big shift in these trends. When you have time, when you have free time, when you have flexible times, flexible schedules, and you go and earn some extra money as an extra in movies, then you can get into places otherwise you could never see the inside of, like different factories and places where they keep different mechanical stuff. Can go to places normal person would never be allowed, and you could go there because this is where the shooting for the movie was taking place. And not just that, these sets are actually enormous, huge places. And some movies, they are in the 1920s, some of them in medieval times, some of them are 17th century. So actually you can go to places, it's like time travel. So you can go to actually places that no longer exist, and it's absolutely amazing way to see the world in different times and stuff. It was a good time. It was a good time, and I would do it again. I would do it again, definitely. And the money doesn't matter, because the experience that you get there is yeah, priceless.